Wayne Kramer and the Ramblin' Rose.
All right, let's see if we can get this right. I am Scott Boatwright. It is 11 Mile Sessions Live at 7 o'clock, and you know what that means. It is time for a live performance. And in the studio this evening, I have Faye Burns and the Embers. Good evening, folks.
Good evening.
How are you?
We're good. How are you?
I'm better now.
Good.
That's because you folks are here, and I know I'm going to get an hour of great music.
Good.
All right, what would you like to start out with?
Well, we'll start out with the opener from my new EP that will be out tomorrow. This is a song called Recurring Dream. Good? 2, 3, 4. I've had this recurring dream, sitting in the backseat of a car trying to steer my life, I guess, but the steering wheel's always out of reach. I've had this recurring dream, all my friends are laughing. While I watched from afar, they all ignored me, and the pain went from my head to my feet. Don't happen now that I'm not with you. I'm regained my control of myself, of my life, and dreams, I guess. Now I won't live for anybody else. No, I won't live for anybody else. accepted the fate that be where I'd stay. So I began to see the relief. I don't have to now that I'm not with you. Regain my control of myself, of my life, and dreams I get. Now I won't live for anybody else. No, I won't live for anybody else. No more nightmares running through every corner, turn left over and I've had this brand new dream, sitting in the front seats, windows down, music loud, no one around, on a road that goes wherever I want. This thing goes on and on and on. And I'll
All right, and what we normally do on this show, after the first song, we go around and introduce ourselves. Keep in mind that not all the platforms you use are videos, so some people are just simply listening, so that helps. So starting
Gotcha.
with you.
I am Faye Burns. I'm playing guitar and singing for you tonight.
Hey, I'm Costa Capellas. I'm playing bass tonight.
Vince Russo here, banging the skins back here on the drums.
And tomorrow night, we're all going to switch.
Yep.
Ah, I've heard that
Musical
about you
chairs.
guys.
Yeah. Just gonna be like, I'm going to play drums, Vince is singing and playing bass,
Yeah,
and Costa's going to play guitar.
Yep.
That should be interesting, yeah.
Real
But you're
interesting.
not going to do that tonight here, though, huh?
No.
Well,
kidding.
we've already rotated since last night's rehearsal.
We have
That's
to
true.
save something
Yeah.
for the release party.
Oh, okay. Good point. Good point. Good point. So this is an EP. The official release is actually tomorrow, correct?
Yes. Yep.
And it's been a long time coming, hasn't it?
Yes. I've been working on this thing for like 2 years, and it's only 4 songs. But I know most musicians and a lot of creatives, I'm sure, will relate that it's just, you know, especially when you've got, you know, a normal job, other things going on in life, it can be hard to dedicate a lot of time to it. And also, to be fair, I had a totally different trajectory I was going on at first with it. And then it kind of like halfway through, thank God for Andy Reid. He's the one that produced it and recorded the whole thing and helped me out so much. He kind of went with it, and like even though there were a couple songs we'd already recorded in the other format and style, he just followed me right into it. He's like, yeah, sweet, let's do this. So it was really nice of him to do that. But that means there's a couple tracks out there that'll live deep in the vault forever and ever.
So when you get really big and famous, that'll be the rarities and
Yeah.
unreleased collection then.
Right? Yeah.
So
So the
how,
one people have to look for on the internet. They're like, I know it's out there.
so without you don't have to go into great detail, but how did it kind of change directions then? What made you decide to I want to do it this way instead?
Well, I'll give a short version of the story because this is really weird and people don't usually expect me to say this, but it was literally thanks to a TikTok video.
Okay.
So I started out my musical origins of when I was learning to play guitar and become a musician. I was really into like rock, blues rock, pop rock, funk, all of that kind of stuff. And then over the years, as I did a bunch of different things, I veered away from that very heavily. And then I was literally sitting at my desk at work one day watching a TikTok video, which I probably shouldn't have been doing, but oh well, nobody knows where that was. And a home renovation thing came on, and it had a Harry Styles song playing in the background, and I was like, this is really cool. I was like, what is this? Because I had not delved into that world literally in years of new music, period. Like newer stuff. Some of it, but like really obscure new music, you know, some of the really deep cuts, but like stuff that was mainstream. I'll be the first to admit I was one of those people for a long time that's just like, oh, if it's mainstream, it's garbage, you know? But then I was like, oh man, there's some really cool stuff out there I haven't been listening to. And then it kind of sent me down this huge rabbit hole of stuff that I had not been listening to for years. And I was like, man, I really like this. And this is like speaking to me, you know? And that's hence also, I'm making this a really long story. But this is how it came back to being the EP being called Full Circle, because going down that rabbit hole kind of sent me back to my roots, you know, of what I like initially started out playing music with.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Coming full circle.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What would you like to play for us now?
Let's do Game of Life. Okay, you ready? 1, 2, 3. Never liked that grass so blue, especially now. It just makes me think of you. Wheelhouse was nowhere near its base, but you tried to make me love it anyway. So I ran all that I was, all I knew and loved, all that I was not for me. A new life was within my reach. It's more difficult than drawing the cards, spinning the wheel, playing the part. Sometimes it's just so hard. This beautiful, crazy, messed up thing called life. The chance garden took a heart, left to see where it leads. Formality, complacency, enemy of needed relief. So I grew and I grew till everything broke in two. Catalyst was bent on showing me the labyrinth exists. It's more difficult than drawing the cards, spinning the wheel, playing the part. Sometimes it's just so hard. This beautiful, crazy, mystic thing. I'm just in time, not a moment too late. Who knew what'd slip into my fate? Can't teach you guessing more than you can.
Gotta make sure you get every last little note in there.
I know.
All right. So I remember when I saw you in January, it was for the songwriter circle.
Yes.
We're in Dearborn Heights. You were playing that guitar back then as well.
Yeah.
There's got to be, I don't remember if you talked about it at all that night, forgive me, but I know there's got to be a story behind it. I see,
There
looks like
is.
somebody autographed it.
There are a couple. It was actually just me. No, I'm just kidding. This is the Derek Trucks Band from when they were the Derek Trucks Band before they became the Tedeschi Trucks Band. So
Wow.
there's people in here that obviously aren't part of that group anymore. And unfortunately, there's one person that's not even alive anymore. It was Kofi Burbridge. He signed it up here. I met them when I went on the Rhythm and Blues cruise, the legendary Rhythm and Blues cruise, like way back in 2005. And they were very, very kind to me, and they like let me play with them a couple of times. And I was a huge fan at that point in my life, so I was just like, I remember there was one time I was up on stage on that ship, and it like I had Susan Tedeschi over here and Derek Trucks over here, and I'm like sandwiched between them, and Susan's like, "Go ahead, sing." I'm like, "No." I'm like, "You sing." And then Derek's like, "Yeah, play solo," and I'm like.
Wow, but that was a dream gig, huh?
Oh yeah, for sure. That was major starstruck moment, especially at that age. I was like 17 and was getting to be on stage with two of my idols at that moment in time. So I was just like, holy. It's like this probably won't happen again anytime soon. But yeah, so I had to ask them, of course, to all sign my guitar.
So you've had the guitar that long.
This is
Okay.
actually my second electric guitar I ever got when I think I got this one when I was like 15. Before that, I bought a Gretsch Tennessee Rose, which is like a very George Harrison type guitar. That's the first one I had to get because I was a giant Beatles fan.
Okay.
So.
Were you a fan of the other stuff too? The George Harrison
Oh
solo
yeah,
and
absolutely.
all that other?
George Harrison's solo work is some of my favorite. Like it's just, you could just tell he was waiting for his heyday and his moment in the sun. And when All Things Must Pass came out, it was just not like I was alive then, but still pretty amazing to discover and be like, man, this is absolutely a masterpiece.
Yeah, it's somewhat of an understatement. He had a few songs in the vault when the Beatles broke up, so he released a 3-album set.
Yeah,
And I'm sure
just a
there
little
was,
backed up there.
yeah, and I'm sure there was many songs that didn't make it on that 3
Oh, for
record
sure.
set. You know?
Yeah, and I do really like Paul McCartney's solo stuff too. I actually think a lot of that kind of has an influence on me. I love like the really raw, kind of almost grunginess of it at some points. Like something like Ram. What's that? Yeah, that's pretty cool. But yeah, I think I listened to Ram and the McCartney album an awful lot when I was younger.
There was something else I ran across on Sirius XM. It was one of those stations that definitely played like different stuff, deeper cuts. And he has a project, I think it's called Firehouse, I want to say. Have you heard of that?
That sounds familiar, but I'm not super familiar enough to speak to it.
Yeah, there's a couple albums. I don't know exactly what they're called, but I remember listening to it, and it was definitely different. You could see how that he had to name it, give the project a different name, because it didn't sound like the Wings, it didn't sound like his normal solo, but it was something he wanted to do. And it was another one of those projects where he literally did everything on the album, played every instrument, sang, etc. Nobody appears on those records except him.
That's crazy. I know.
But
those
you're
early
kind of
ones
like
too.
that, aren't you?
Oh no! Don't put me behind a drum kit ever. No, like it's like dropping a sack of potatoes on top of the drum kit. It's just like,
Except tomorrow night.
yeah, except tomorrow night it's gonna be stellar. It's gonna be like Dave Grohl back there.
Well, you can at least keep a beat, though, right?
Yeah, very, very simple one. But the one that really blows my mind, honestly, is bass players that like play and sing, like Paul McCartney or like Esperanza Spalding, like or Sting, playing those single note lines and being able to like sing really complex melodies at the same time. I'm just like, I don't know.
As opposed to just strumming.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I can sometimes do it, but I have to work really hard when I'm separating the two. You know, being like, okay, one thing has to go on autopilot right now. What's it going to be, singing or guitar playing? You know? So those people blow my mind. I'm in awe of their capability to do two things so well at the exact same time.
Yeah, I could. People don't. They're always talking about Neil Peart, but think about Geddy Lee, how he was able to pull that kind of stuff off.
Yeah, he's another one.
Playing bass, keyboards, and singing.
Yeah, and those are not easy songs, just
No.
period, flat out. So those people
Definitely.
are pretty amazing.
But you're handy with other string instruments, if I remember correctly, right?
I don't really play anything other than guitar. I used to play a little bit of like ukulele and kind of dabble around on it. I haven't played anything else though. I used to play piano quite a bit. And I actually played flute. Flute was the first instrument I ever played. But that's kind of it for me.
Oh, okay.
But that's okay. I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Guitar is fun.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right, we should play another one. What do we have?
All right. Let's play. This is the only love song I've ever written. It's called Superhero Time. Make sure I'm in tune before we start that one. And I'm not. You know, I was playing this guitar last night at rehearsal. It was totally fine, right? I show up here today. It's giving
There's
me
a
a run
curse
for
in this
my
building
money.
today. I think I passed it along to you.
It's got a mind of its own tonight, right? Is it a full moon?
So I noticed Kostas here, he's color coordinated with you with the guitar, or the bass guitar, rather.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Oh, I was going to say, is that why you picked him to play bass? Because your guitars matched?
Yes, the guitar color is why I play
Yes.
bass for.
Yeah. Skills, not at all. It's just the color. Okay, I think we're good now. Tuning crisis averted.
All right.
Here we go. Tattered paper tumbling, they drift around each other in the wind. The shiny fibers ruffling, sometimes colliding only to end up in separate places, never to be together again, just like you and me, and darling. Babe, I'll be the Christie to your Stephen. Could you believe it? We'll live behind, we're on superhero time. Because you are mine. Fire shot across the room, fell through walls from smoky eyes of blue. Refusal to feel steely grin, to let this be the last time we felt akin to one another. Whatever universe we reside, I will be yours, you will be mine. Babe, I'll be the Christie to your Stephen. Could you believe it? We'll live behind, we're on superhero through, just trying to find each other. It's true. Could have spent a whole life through, just waiting. And now, baby, I'll be the Christine to your Stephen. Could you believe it? Will divine mirror superhero time? 'Cause you are
All right. So you said it's the only love song you've ever wrote. Is that just solo
is.
or period?
period.
Really? Wow. So what made you finally get that, feeling that you wanted to write a love song?
You know what? Honestly, it was kind of a little bit weird because it wasn't so much necessarily about a specific person as it was that I got dragged to go see Doctor Strange in the multiverse. And I was
I could see how that could happen.
I
What
was
the
like, the idea for, how they like him and Christine kept meeting in all these different universes.
Mhm.
I was like, well, that's a great idea for a love song. So I was like, why not?
Wow.
And then I had this other really random idea that I kind of liked. It was kind of like a exercise in songwriting. So I started hearing these words, and they kind of just were like, they were definitely a little more along like the poetic lines, not obviously very literal.
Yeah.
But as I was going through them, I was like, these is reminding me of something. And then I was like, High and Dry,
Mhm.
the Radiohead song.
Okay.
So it's
Yeah.
like when you just do like the cadence of the lyrics and kind of the way they roll off the tongue,
Mhm.
it totally matches like the cadence and the lyrics of which is High and Dry
Right.
in the verses. So I was
Mhm.
like, that's interesting. Kind of like taking just like the way they kind of almost tumble down over that totally different chord progression and then putting it on this.
Mhm.
So I was like, why not?
Okay. So I'm going to assume, 4 songs on this EP? Okay.
That one's actually not on there.
Right.
That's a bonus for tonight.
Okay. Well, we like bonuses.
Yeah.
So were these gentlemen part of the recording process? Did they appear on it? And who else
Yes.
does, if any?
Costa did. Vince did not, unfortunately. I to be fair, I recorded in Bay City, which is, and he lives in Ann Arbor. He's in Warren, so it's a long ways for these guys. So I was like, I didn't want to necessarily always like be like, hey, you want to come to Bay City? It's like a 2-hour drive probably for you, and yeah, almost the same for you.
Yeah.
But he came with me one day and played on Game of Life, which we already played. And then actually most of the instruments on there are played by, I played all of the guitar stuff. Andy Reid, again, who produced it with me and was my go-to guy. Thank you, Andy, if you're listening. He played pretty much everything else with the exception of 2 songs. The drums are played by Caitlin Coral, who's a pretty great, she's a pretty great rock drummer. So I was able to snag her for one day, like last February when she wasn't on the road with whoever,
Okay.
the 8 million people she plays with, because she's such a, I don't know if I don't want to swear. I had to hold back for a second there.
No, it's an MA show, so don't worry about
Okay,
it.
because she's such a badass. So
Oh, you were worried about saying that, huh?
yeah. No, actually, they're in Game of Life. I dropped some F-bombs too, and I caught myself for a second. I was like, oh, before I let it out. But anyway, Caitlin plays drums on 2 of the tunes, and my good friend Kate Highnote, who sings in the Blue Flowers, she sang backup vocals on Recurring Dream. So I had a few people kind of come into the mix, which was fun, just close friends, really, for the most part. But probably 75% of it was literally just Andy and I. But we had a blast, like, hanging out in the studio, just being like, what if we did this? Like, on Game of Life, we literally got, like, a life spinner and, like, hit it. So it was like, in the recording, which was kind of fun doing stuff like that. So.
And it's a lot easier to get just a couple people together than 5 or 6 or how
exactly.
many.
Yeah. So with work schedules and everything and it being far away, it was like, and Andy and I being pretty capable of getting it all done, I was like, well,
why not? What the hell?
Just do it with the two of us and have fun.
All right, let's do another song.
Well, let's play another EP song. Let's do, because we just did a little bit sappy romantic one. Let's do Drove My Love Away. Can't do 2 sappy with songs in a row. All right. You ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like we're sitting on a time bomb, but there's no countdown to be seen. It's all just happening around me. So what do we do about it? Don't ask because I don't have a clue. But I've been here before, the thought it shakes me to my core. Just go. Tried to defuse the situation. Every trick in the book didn't work. I could tell time was almost up. They're getting thinner and thinner. Walls are closing in. But been before the thought it shakes me to my core. Let's go.
when the Full Circle comes out officially tomorrow, where is that going to
Yes.
be available, and what kind of physical media is it going to be on?
I only have CDs, unfortunately, for physical media, which I know is like the lowest seller, I feel like, these days. Vinyl's made such a huge comeback. I wish I could put a 4-song EP on vinyl, but whew, it's expensive.
Actually, you could probably do like a smaller one, like a 10-inch or...
Yeah, I looked at it. The minutes are too many.
Really?
Yeah, still. I'm like just over. But
Missed it by that much.
yeah, well, like a regular vinyl record has a limit too. I remember when I did do one with my previous band, we had to knock a whole song off the record because we were had too many minutes. I like saying that. I don't know why. Too many minutes.
Yeah.
But so I got CDs. It'll obviously be all over any kind of streaming platform, service, all that stuff. So I imagine and I hope, honestly, that's where most people find it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll have it on my website too, which I just launched the other day finally. I'd been dragging my feet on it and dragging my feet because, I'm a one-person show over here with that kind of stuff. I do everything myself, so. But anyway.
Yeah. Like he said.
He wants to know your
What-
web address.
Yeah.
I was like, what's my address? I'm not sharing that.
He's always hitting on people that come in here. You gotta ignore him.
The web address is just fayburns.com.
Okay.
So it's easy.
And you have a Facebook as well. Mm-hmm. I noticed
Yep.
it was a little hard to find you because I was
Is
looking.
it?
I was looking
Okay.
for you like when I went on Facebook, and I'm like,
Yeah.
damn.
Really?
You
That's
can't-
funny because most people have a pretty easy time finding it. And for those that don't know, Faye is my middle name. Emily is my first name. But there is a Emily Burns in the music world that is actually quite famous. She's a Scottish pop star. And she's so famous that, and apparently there's no other Emily Burnses in the world. People continually try to put her music on my performance royalty account. So I've been frequently
Well, why do you want to
confused
stop
with
that? I mean, go for it.
I don't
would,
want
yeah.
that money. She's making a good amount of money, and good for her.
I'm
That's
buying
amazing.
a house. No.
Yeah. But God, I don't want somebody to figure it out one day and be like, she's got all your money. Be like, no, I didn't. I didn't accept it. Those checks went in the trash. So that hence the using the middle name for, trying to create some kind of new band thing. And it worked really well with being the Embers too. It's kind of like a cute play on my first name and last name smashed together.
Ah, that's
So,
where
but
that
also, an ember is
came.
part of a fire. We have a theme here. Fiery things.
Fire, fire, fire.
Yes, we will have pyrotechnics tomorrow. No, I'm just kidding.
In terms of physical media, besides CDs, you got T-shirts tomorrow, yeah? Yeah, so there's T-shirts. Faye Burns of the Embers T-shirts.
T-shirts, and I did make matchboxes.
And matchboxes.
Ah,
Fire.
There you go. Just don't start it in the venue.
all right.
That's a no-no. It's a good way to never get asked back.
There you go. All right, let's play another one.
Sure. Let's do another non-EP song. Let's do Best Version of Me.
Gotcha. Okay.
Can you do it?
Workout for me.
Good enough for rock and roll, right?
Yeah.
2, 3, 4. In critics are often the worst kind, like breaking addiction. They rule the roost most times. To believe the same in the inner critic is in my way. She's been fine as of today. I had to let her go. Finally starting to see best version of me. She's not leaving, and I'm believing. divine. Your words caught me, make me change my mind. So can't believe others say in a critical get in my way. She's the finest of today. I had to let that shit go. Finally starting to see that version of me. She's not leaving, I'm believing that version of me. It's time to let it show. It's time to let him know. She's not leaving, finally seeing that version of me. Shut it down, batten down, but no, put it down, fuck up, kid. Critic do the time, it's my time to shine.
Okay, well, we've talked about it more than once. You have a release party happening tomorrow, but why don't we get more specific, like where, when, with
Sure.
who, if applicable?
Who, where, what, how, why?
All the W's.
Yeah, it's tomorrow at River's Edge Brewing Company, which is in Milford.
Mm-hmm.
And it's in the art center that's actually attached to the building. They're all one, but
Okay.
it's easier sometimes to find River's Edge. And it will be the doors open at 6:30.
Mm-hmm.
I have Kate Heinold and Tony Hamera and Aaron Williams Brown. Actually, they're all playing together as the opening act,
Okay.
and they're basically half of the Blue Flowers. So it's like the pared down version, because I was like, we can't have a band to a band. It's like I want it to have some kind of arc where it starts out more mellow, but they still got the very cool, like indie alt kind of vibe going on. So I was like,
Okay.
that seems like a good pairing.
So
And then
are-
I'm double dipping because Aaron and Kate are going to sing backup vocals for us.
Okay.
So we're going to transform into a 6-piece band, for tomorrow night.
Mhm.
That'll involve the 3 of us, the 2 of them on background vocals, and then I'm having Mike Harrington play second guitar, who is a complete badass
Mhm.
guitar player. He plays with a bunch of different people
Mhm.
all around the area as a side man. And we'll probably start about between 8 and 8:30 and play for at least an hour and a half, something like that. There's no cover. It's just honor cover at River's Edge always, which is really nice. They just have like big old tip jars that you just throw whatever you can into. So
I wanted to ask you, I haven't done that before, but do you find that sometimes it's actually better that you kind of end up with more if you just do the tip jar as opposed to trying to get a cover out of people?
I think so. Honestly, in my experience, it has been that way. Because sometimes people are just like feeling generous. They're like, here's a 50. Whereas, you know, it's really strange. It's like almost like a psychology thing. Sometimes if you ask people to pay $25 to take, they'll be like, oh,
that's too much.
There's also, you know, as a musician, like there's maybe three big, like a gig can be paying really well, it can be really fun, and it can be really well attended. I mean, usually if it's well attended, that helps make it fun. But there's been a lot of shows I've done where we're in a new town and it's a weekday night and the venue owner wants there to be a cover, and I'm up there on stage watching people walk in and talk to the door guy and walk right out, and I'm like, no, like I would rather have had those people in here because maybe they don't know us and they don't want to pay that ticket price if they don't know us, but once they're in there, they're gonna fall in love with us. They're gonna say, hey, do you got some merch I can buy? They'll support the bar venue, and that's gonna make them happier to have us back. And like, unless you're I mean, you always have to gauge. Even when you are established, you might have to humble yourself and be like, well, this is a new town or this is a new market, etc. So it's always flexible, and it's nice to have venue owners that understand the need for that kind of space and aren't inflexible and saying, oh no, like if you want to make any money here, you're gonna the guests are gonna have to pay the ticket before they come in and out. Like it's so we appreciate Ryan at River's Edge for always having us out and being that support, creating that kind of space where people know they can come. He cultivates a good music program, so they know it's going to be good, even if they don't know what it is ahead of time. And they're happy to support once they're in there because they're having a good time.
And everybody wins in that respect.
Exactly, yeah.
I think that's going back to the tip jar. It's like after people actually see and hear you perform, then they're more likely to say, okay, that was worth a few bucks, so I'm going to donate to that.
Yeah.
Whereas without sight and sound unseen, they're like, I don't know about that.
Exactly.
Try before you buy.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, and we know,
Test drive.
none of us is new to the music scene or music period, but this is a relatively very new project. So, you know, we're all, again, humbling ourselves and fully aware that's like a lot of people have no idea what this is yet. So, you know, just to have people there to play for is really going to be all that I ask, and probably these guys too, and just for all of us to get together and have a fun time, you know. I've decided at this point in my life, I just want music to be fun. I want it to be a fun experience on stage, because I feel like that's just, everybody starts feeding off of it. You know, the whole room, the audience, everybody. It's very contagious. Just on the flip side of that, like negativity can be very contagious, so can fun. You know, so it's like, what would you rather be producing on stage? It's like, I'd rather be producing that fun and getting everybody into it. And, you know, it's like watching a really good movie. You just like get lost for like 2 hours and you forget about everything else. Like you're just absorbed in it. That's the kind of space and, you know, show I think probably all of us wants to create.
Good deal.
Yeah. So we're going to try our best tomorrow.
All right. I think you'll do well.
Yeah.
All right. So I just wanted to ask you real quick about that T-shirt there. Is that a project of yours, or you're just advertising yourself? Like, look, hey, I'm Vince.
This is my bearded. This is a depiction of my bearded bro from Ann Arbor, Evan Haywood.
Oh, okay.
So you might know him. He's got a studio, Black Ram Treehouse. So he does a lot of. I first met him as a member of Tree City hip hop collective out of Ann Arbor, and he's done phenomenal things. I mean, yes, just look him up, Evan Haywood, Black Ram Treehouse. This is an album from I think his first, or a T-shirt from his first album that was outside of the hip hop world, with him coming as more of his singer-songwriter side on thing. But he's just a phenomenal player, phenomenal producer. Check out Evan Haywood.
Cool. All right. Why don't we do another song?
Sure. Well, I've already played 3 of the 4 EP songs, so why not just do that last one? Get it in there. This is my song called Beautiful Face, and it was kind of written, it's supposed to be like, I had in mind like a classic rock piano ballad. You know, like the really big piano ballad. And I'm pretty proud of the recording. The guitar solo takes on a very Brian May vibe. So I was like, yeah. So here it is. make believe that's okay. This is everything I needed it to say. Says I'm sorry for the pain I caused you, and I'm sorry for the anger got in the way. And I'm sorry that it's all over. I'll never forget your beautiful face, your beautiful face. Memory of what was, of road trips taken just because, of morning coffee chats, never too much time on set. I know it's for the best. Why is my heart beating right out of my chest? Said I'm sorry for the pain I caused you. I'm sorry for the anger that is the way. Sorry that it's all over. I'll never forget beautiful face, beautiful better I never could.
I guess I'm confused. I was waiting for the Brian May solo.
I know I can't do it while singing at the same time. That's why it's on the recording.
And come out tomorrow to the live show.
All right.
Yeah. No, that's what the second guitar player's for tomorrow.
Ah, okay.
Relieve me of some duties, so we don't have to exist in power trio format solely. Yes, it'll be amazing.
So how did you meet these guys? How did you get together with them?
Whoa. I don't know. It's been a minute.
Right?
Yeah. I don't remember where I first met you. Was it at Farm?
Yeah, we met at Farm.
Okay.
You were
Okay.
picking with Jason Denny, who was
Yeah.
somebody I know from around Ann Arbor, Chelsea, and that was what made me, as a washboard player, feel comfortable walking up to these other shredders.
Mhm.
It was like 3 in the morning. Have you ever gone to any of the folk conferences? Or are you familiar with those?
Folk Alliance.
Yeah. So it was the regional version of the Folk Alliance International Conference in the Midwest. And like those things are basically just like an entire weekend of like playing for probably 12 hours straight each day. Like you're bouncing around doing different things with different people. You're going to workshops or talks, whatnot. And we somehow all ended up in the same like weird conference room in the hotel at like 3 in the morning, and everybody was definitely a little bit drunk or
Just a tad tipsy.
yeah, just a little. I think Jason Denny was making me repeatedly play Crosby, Stills and Nash over and over and over again so he could sing along with it. And then Vince appeared and I was like, oh, thank God, somebody to break it up. Sorry, Jason. You know I love you. But Coast I do remember where I met you.
We met at the Flint Local, right?
Yeah. Is that even there anymore?
I
don't
just
think
played
so.
there.
Is it still there?
Yeah, I
It's
just
still
played there on
there?
Thursday. It was a sweet show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Flip
Yeah,
show.
it's
I haven't
Space.
been there in a long time, but
Yeah, because I heard it was closing too as well.
I thought it did, yeah.
No,
but I guess
no.
not. Okay.
But yeah, I was playing with the
40
Soul
years going
Singer,
strong.
and I think you guys opened up for the the singer I was
It was
playing
a strange
with
Combination
Jen.
of
Yeah, just
bands.
kind of just after we played, I was like, hey, I like them. I'm going to introduce myself. And
yeah.
we started playing together.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I
That's
guess it's
probably
been
like-
like 7 or 8 years now.
At least, yeah,
Six-
like 2017ish,
Something like that.
maybe, or something like that. It was a long time ago now.
Okay.
Time flies.
It sure does. And speaking of time flying, I guess we got time for one more, if you don't mind.
We don't know
Faye?
any other songs. No, I'm just kidding.
So, Faye, Costas, Vince, thank you so much for coming down and playing
Thank
for us.
you,
Thanks for having
Scott.
us.
Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Scott and our wonderful engineers. Thank you guys
Thank
so
you
much
guys.
too. Thank you to anybody that tuned in. Listen to the album tomorrow on Spotify or Apple Music, whatever you got.
Which one are we playing?
Happiness Sign.
All right, this is going to be the slap bass one for you engineers in the back.
Ah, cool.
So we're not blowing out the blowing out the audio here. Are we ready? One, two. I'd been waiting to get it figured out and tell you all about the things that I've been doing. Plan of perfection, kept waiting for the lull in life to do it. Like there's nothing to it. Like that would be easier, waiting on the divine, waiting for the time to tell you when. If you're looking for happiness sign, let this be it. Learned a lot by loving a lot less of you, a lot more of me. Happiness keeps tangled on the edge of self-love